Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Ako po ay si Angel Abella ng NTFL Cap Media Bureau at narito po kami upang ipahayag ang tanging katotohanan lamang at sa ating bagong programa, ang Fact Check. Sa Fact Check po, layunin namin na ipakita sa inyo ang mga tagumpay ng ating pamalaan, lalo na sa larangan ng NTFL Cap o National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict. Sa bawat episode, mag-uusap tayo tungkol sa mga nagawa ng ating gobyerno sa pagsulong ng kapayapaan at kaunlaran sa ating bansa. Ngayon, ipapakilala po natin ang ating kapwa-host, ang ating isa sa mga tagapagsalita sa NTFL CAP na siya ring head ng NTFL CAP Media Bureau at ng Integrated Communications Operations Center. Walang iba kundi si Sir Joel C. Egco. Magandang fact-check na umaga, Sir Joel.
Yes, good morning, Angel, and good morning once again sa ating pong mga kababayan, mga taga-suporta na patuloy po sumusubaybay dito sa ating bagong-bagong, actually third episode na natin, bagong-bagong punong pambalitaan, ang Fact Check, no? Ito po yung I think this is our third or fourth, no, episode natin ngayon. And this morning, we're going to talk about alam niyo naman po, ano, it's a common knowledge that visiting in the country right now is UN Special Rapporteur on Freedom of Expression and Opinion, Her Excellency, si Miss Irene Khan. Si Miss Irene Khan po ay na-engage natin yan when I was the Executive Director of the Presidential Task Force on Media Security. In fact, it was I, that time, probably 2 years ago, who invited her, no? At that time, to try and come visit the Philippines, no, for her to find out how free we are in terms of expressing our opinions, our views, etc., and all that. However, pandemic non, kaya hindi naman natuloy, and I'm so glad that she's finally here, no, si Miss Irene Khan, and she's been conducting a series of meetings with various stakeholders, no, including of course, and right now, if I'm not mistaken, she's at the DOJ, having her own briefing, no, listening to the presentations of PT Forms and DOJ. But our concern right now is paano ba yung naging engagement naman, of course, ang National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict dito po sa pagbisita ni Miss Irene Khan, no? So kahapon, gusto ko pong balita sa inyo na I was there. We attended a meeting at Camp Crame, inside Camp Crame. It was a well-attended briefing where the NTFL CAC Secretariat and representatives from various member agencies made their presentations, no. It's an hour-long at least meeting with Miss Irene Khan, and our delegation was headed, of course, by the big boss of NTFL CAC Secretariat, USEC Ernesto Jun Torres, no. So therefore, ang ating pong magiging panauhin ngayon ay sino pa nga ba kundi ang ating big boss sa NTFL CAC, ang Executive Director ng NTFL CAC Secretariat, si Yusek Jun Torres nga po. And doon ang daming magaganda, and he's going to share with us, no, mga salient points during the meeting. I liked so many aspects there, no, during the meeting, no. For instance, yung mga sinabi ni Miss Irene Khan na she's here to guide, no, or to assist the government on how to fulfill our commitments, no, under various agreements and all that, UN commitments, while we are doing our job, no, our task, while we fulfill our mandate, no, under existing laws, yung ating pong ng mandato ng LCAC, for instance. Alam niyo, kung opinion at expression na pinag-uusapan, sabi nga po kay Yusek Jun Torres, yun lang pag-iikot-ikot ni Miss Irene Khan, eh. Nakakausap niya lahat, well, people and various sectors, including our critics, no, can freely and truly express their whatever they have to express, and whatever they think of the government right now is enough proof that freedom of opinion and expression, well, they are very vibrant in our society right now. At yan ang humuhulma sa pinupuntahan po ng ating bansa. In fact, hindi kami exempted no? Tinatamaan din kami nila yung sectores ng mga freedom of expression and opinion yan. So, I'd like to remind our friends in the media na this is going to be a quick episode because we're only going to have one very special guest, no? And after the presentation of our guest, you'll be entitled to a question and of course a follow-up. So just like what we used to do. No? So, with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, ito po, may exciting ang kanyang re-report sa inyo lahat. Hindi nyo kailangan tanungin. Dahil dito sa fact check, yung mga frequently asked questions and not so frequently asked questions ay sinasagot po ng ating mga expert resource persons. Kahit di nyo po itanong, binibigay po namin ng informasyon truthfully. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring to you our Executive Director at the NTF-ELCAC Secretariat, Undersecretary June, the birthday boy tomorrow, Torres. Ayan, boss, nabuking na kita. Advance happy birthday. You have the floor, sir.
Maraming salamat, Director Edco, at magandang umaga sa ating lahat, sa mga nanonood at nakikinig sa ating ngayon. Thank you, Angel, for the introduction a while ago. At I also would like to especially greet yung kasama natin ngayon from the media, mga kaibigan natin nung araw pa, si Victor Reyes and of course, David Santos, no? Thank you once again, Director Joel, for having me here today in this presser. So allow me to share with you my opening statement for this particular presser. So thank you for joining us today as we discuss on the significant visit of the United Nations Special Rapporteur Irene Khan, Special Rapporteur to the Philippines. This visit is a testament to our commitment to transparency, open dialogue, and the protection of civic space in our nation. The welcome dinner that we had the other day at Barbara's and the subsequent meeting yesterday at Camp Crame exemplify our government's dedication to openness and collaboration. These events have not only provided a platform for showcasing the sincerity of the present administration, but have also allowed us to comprehensively explain the laws, policies, and mechanisms in place within our organization. We extend a warm welcome to the Special Rapporteur, Ms. Khan's invaluable insights and recommendations grounded in her vast expertise and global experience. This visit offers an exceptional opportunity for the international community, specifically the United Nations, to gain a nuanced understanding of the policies that govern our nation. It is a chance also for us to underscore our commitment to fostering a climate of openness and transparency. In our interactions, Special Rapporteur Khan highlighted the need for a delicate balance in addressing challenges while considering broader implications for societal and individual interest. The spectrum between truth and falsehood, as eloquently described by Ms. Khan, encapsulates the complexities of subjective interpretations and viewpoints within the realm of opinions. It is encouraging to note that as Asians, we share common ground, valuing communal well-being over individual pursuits. Yesterday, January 24, 2024, the NTF-ELCAC, alongside the Anti-Terrorism Council, PMC, had the privilege of presenting our accomplishments, acknowledging challenges, and outlining our strategies for the future. Recognizing the constraints of time, Ms. Khan has expressed a desire for further clarification in an additional meeting. We eagerly anticipate the opportunity to address any outstanding issues and reinforce the collaborative dialogue that has defined this visit. At NTF-ELCAC, we wholeheartedly embrace dynamic conversations and fruitful exchanges among international organizations, civil society groups, and the government. We believe that fostering an environment of open dialogue is crucial for the flourishing of our democracy here in the Philippines. The transformative power of vibrant discussions cannot be overstated. It serves as a catalyst for positive change and ignites government reforms. Our government supports initiatives that foster a culture of healthy skepticism, encouraging cognitive biases, fact-checking information, and supporting organizations that promote media literacy. Because we believe a society with empowered minds is equipped to face the challenges of the information age, building a safer, more secure future for every Filipino. By safeguarding and responsibly exercising freedom of expression and media literacy, we pave the way for amplified positive effects that resonate across our nation. Let us embrace the richness of diverse perspectives, embodying our Filipino identity rooted in a community-centric ethos. May this press conference symbolize the strength of our commitment to security, development, and peace across our archipelago for the benefit of all Filipinos. Together, let us champion the values that propel our democracy patungo sa bagong Pilipinas. Muli, magandang umaga sa ating lahat, and we are now ready for any discussion. Thank you, Director Edco.
Ayun. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Boss Executive Director June Torres of the NTFL Secretariat. So as I said earlier, quick lang po tayo ngayon dahil direct to the point ang ating mga pag-uusapan. And later on, we're going to release a copies of your statement to the members of the press. No, so we are now going or proceeding to the open forum, and we have one question from Jing Villamente of Daily Tribune. Boss, ang tanong ni Jing, and I'm sure ito rin ang katanungan ng ating mga kapatid sa hanap buhay sa media, ay what was Miss Khan's topmost concern daw po, and how are you addressing it?
Okay, well, kahapon during the press conference, most of the time she was just absorbing all the presentations that we prepared for her, particularly yung presentation ng Anti-Terrorism Council about ATA, and then our presentation also. We of course briefed her about the mandate, the organization of the NTF-LCAC, and what it has done for the past 5 years. So she expressed appreciation on those briefing. However, we were only given an hour for the entire interaction. So towards the end of the meeting, there are some points that she would like to make a follow-up on. For instance, yung sa NTF-LCAC concern, hold on, I just have to refer to my note. She would like to get further information about the red tagging issue, because alam naman nating lahat, even abroad, NTF-LCAC is being equated unfairly to red tagging, no? So she would like to hear more from us kung ano yung ginagawa natin to prevent such thing from happening. Of course, meron naman sana tayong ready isagot na sa kanya dyan, but of course, she would have to run to kahapon she went to
Supreme Court
the Supreme
boss.
Court, and then after Supreme Court the Department of Justice, no? So nagmamadali siya. But in our informal conversation, even during the dinner the other night at Barbara's, somehow I was able to briefly explain to her the matter about this alleged red tagging. So in brief, ang sinabi ko sa kanya, tayo kasi lalong-lalo na sa gobyerno, we are mandated by our Constitution to protect and serve the Filipino people. And part of protecting the Filipino people is providing them the right information about certain organizations, certain individuals, no? So that the Filipino people, particularly the youth and those who are in the vulnerable communities, ano, would exercise their right to an informed choice. A choice that, of course, would not harm themselves, their families, or their communities. So that in brief, yung binanggit natin sa kanila, no, that we really have that mandate to tell the truth about the people, about certain people and organization para hindi po masasaktan yung mga kababayan natin in making such decision. So she just would like to know kung ano specifically yung mga ginagawa natin to safeguard that freedom while at the same time ay hindi rin na-exploit ng ibang sectors, no, or ibang organization for their own selfish and malice purposes. So yun lang yung isang specific na bagay na na-erase niya kahapon sa atin. And sa ATC, if I remember right, gusto niyang malaman yung mga specific cases na na-file na ng ATC at saka na related sa freedom of expression and opinion and the status of these cases. And she would like to further discuss this matter with us if her schedule would permit. So yun lang actually yung kanyang concerns na i-raise kahapon sa atin, and everything went on smoothly. She had a short chat also with some of our resource persons who were there, no? Nandoon yung ating mga si Kate Raka, formerly she was a former NPA leader in Palawan. I just couldn't remember the exact unit, no? But she has since surrendered already, and she's now helping us out. So she narrated as part of the briefing of the NTF LCAC her experiences as a teenager when she was recruited, and then eventually she became a propagandist, a political instructor. Somehow we were able to put across the message to the rapporteur that the CPP, NPA, NDF, and other terrorist group operating in our country are making use of this space, no, yung freedom of expression and opinion, no, they are making use of this also for their malice purposes, malice intents, no, to incite youth, students, and other vulnerable individuals, to incite them to commit actions that would border into violent extremism. So yun, si Alma Gabin was there also. She's a high-ranking former rebel in Eastern Visayas before. So sinare naman niya sa atin and with the UN Rapporteur and her team kung paano siya, how she was how do you call this? How she was the programs that she went through, no? When she was captured, how she was reintegrated back to the society, and she shared that what she's doing now, for the other FRs in Eastern Visayas, being the leader of a cooperative group in the Eastern Visayas region. And also one parent member, founding member of Hands Up Our Children, Miss Luisa Espina, also shared her experiences having a daughter who is still missing up to this time, and knowing for a fact that her daughter Louvain Espina is still out there, no, as part of the New People's Army. So basically, those are the things that transpired yesterday. And ngayon nga, as we are having this press conference, The rapporteur is at the Presidential Human Rights Commission, and then she will go also to the Presidential Task Force on Media Security, and then she will cap the day with a visit to the Department of Foreign Affairs. So yeah, that's it. Those were the things that transpired for the past 3 days in the related to the visit of the UN rapporteur.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, boss. Yusek June Torres. Talagang Miss Can is really uh, everywhere. She's going around, no? She's really doing her mandate, no? Fulfilling her mandate to the letter. So, busy-busy po talaga siya. And we have a follow-up actually from Jing Vilamente. But before that, I'd like to acknowledge, boss, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David Santos. He has a question. Go ahead, David. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Joel. To Sir June, sir, good morning and advance happy birthday rin. So, of course,
Salamat, David. Thank you.
sir,
Good
of course,
morning.
Miss Khan will be, as you mentioned, no, meeting a lot of government agencies, including DOJ today, later today. I understand pupunta rin siya sa DFA o pumunta na po ba, then galing sa Supreme Court, etc.
No,
Sir,
she's been, just say na lang, David, if I may just interrupt. She was with the DOJ already yesterday.
yes, sir.
Oo,
Yes.
tapos today siya pupunta sa DFA, then she will travel to Baguio later in the afternoon.
Yes, ang tanong ko lang naman po, sir, is prior to this visit, no, ni Miss Khan, was it clear to us or malinaw ho ba sa atin bakit meron siyang special interest to meet with NTF-ELCAC at saka, well, like you mentioned, the Anti-Terrorism Council, sir?
Yeah, actually, as we were informed during the dinner the other day, the invitation actually was originally extended to her during the previous administration pa. Nabanggit nga rin ni Director Joel kanina, and
Correct.
she stated that during the dinner the other day. So yun lang, ngayon nagkaroon lang ng follow-up. I think it was PT Forms, but this administration made a follow-up on that invitation, no? So actually tayo nag-invite sa kanya for to accommodate her, and probably with the purpose in mind of showing to her what we are doing, the programs that we are conducting to really strengthen the mechanisms in the exercise of the right to freedom of expression and opinion. So, yun. Tayo ang may initiative doon David.
Sir, may response po ba siya, sir, when you try to raise to her, whether during the dinner or yesterday, despite the very short time, the limited time you had, may response po ba siya doon sa mga ni-raise niyo pong mga, yung concerns on red tagging and all, you're explaining your side on this issue. May ano po yung mga naging response po niya?
Well, initially, she just expressed her willingness to listen to us, no, and to everybody, to include yung mga those who are critical to the government and those who are with the government, no, and other civil society organization. So I think she is preparing for a final press conference before she leaves on February 2. No, that's a Friday. The way I'm looking at it is that she's just trying to absorb in the meantime the information that are being given to her, and she is just reserving comments yet, no, as to and her reaction to what are being presented to her. Ganun lang, nag-express lang siya ng commitment to listen to us, and at the same time, sinasabi niya rin na sana tayo rin would be receptive to what she would be sharing with us, yung kanyang mga observations sa pag-iikot niya. Medyo it's too early to tell, David, kasi pang first pa lang naman kahapon na binisita niya yung kami together with the together with the ATC and some undersecretaries of the DILG as the host. Pero in the DILG, they will have their own time on 31 January with the UN Special Rapporteur. So basically kahapon, ang nag-host lang kasi nandoon kami sa PNP, ang nag-host lang ay ang DILG, but the ones who made the presentations are the ATC and kami sa National Secretariat. So nandoon pa lang sa stage na ganon, David. She is not expressing yet her observations and recommendations on what she's been hearing. Parang nag-absorb lang muna siya ng mga information.
One quick point na lang po, sir. Aside from red tagging, kasi yung po yung nabanggit nyo kanina, if you had the chance, sir, no, at least maybe you can mention 2 or 3 more, or at least briefly lang, sir, 2 or 3 more topics that you would have wanted to raise with Ms. Khan with regards to issue on freedom of expression and freedom of information, sir.
Well, ano naman, I think that's the only item that the NTF LCAC may have an issue on kasi yun naman yung yun naman yung laging nilalabas na issue sa atin. Other than that, we just would like to share with her. Kaya in-invite nga natin yung mga may dalawang former rebels tayong in-invited. That is a very important message that we would like to put across, no? Na we are of course making sure that the rights to freedom of expression and opinion is freely being exercised in our country and mechanisms are in place. However, this same privilege or right of the Filipino people is also being exploited by some groups, no, in our society to destroy the government, to picture, no, a bad image of our government, even abroad ginagawa nila yon. So yun lang yung gusto natin na ma-realize niya, yung balanced understanding, no. On one hand, of course yung freedom of expression and opinion, and on the other hand, ito naman hindi exploit naman ng ibang sectors ng society. So that when she probably meet with those organizations very extremely critical to the government, she would have that perspective also and be cautious, no, as she discuss matters with them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Salamat, David.
All right, thank you, David, and thank you, Yusek Torres. Again, bago natin basahin yung follow-up ni Jing, dito muna tayo ikot sa subject matter kay Miss Khan, ano. And we have a question from Chariza Esparago of PTV4. But before that, boss, dagdag ko lang, tama yon, for the information of David and everyone. In my capacity as PTFOM's Executive Director back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, no, we had a meeting with Miss Irene Khan back then. It was arranged by Yusek Severo Catura of the Presidential Human Rights Committee Secretariat. I remember that because we were in Camp Aguinaldo doing Zoom, no. That time, we extended the invitation to her na probably after the pandemic, pwede na siyang bumisit at pala naman tayong itinatago dito. And a good thing that the new boss of the PTFOM, si Paul Gutierrez, si Yusek Paul, ay he made through with that commitment naman, no? And right now siya talaga ang tayong parang host, no? O siya yung kasama din ni Miss Irene Khan. So yun po yung background nan. All right, boss, moving forward, we have a question from Chariza Esparago of PTV4. Ito po yung question ni Chariza. Do you mind if I read it or ano na lang, ikaw na lang magsabi, Chariza?
Ay, okay na lang po. Pwede naman ako. Advance happy birthday pala po, Yusek Torres.
Thank you, Charissa.
Opo, may mga observations po ba si Miss Irene Khan na gusto sana ng NTF LCAC to implement sa mga baka future or current programs po ninyo?
As of the moment, dahil nga kahapon very limited pa yung time, we eagerly await kung ano yung mga magiging recommendations niya, pati na rin yung observations niya regarding our programs under the NTF LCAC. And I would like to believe that all of these things would be shared by the rapporteur during the press conference on February 2. In the meantime, she she's still reserving no yung mga comments niya sa atin. Dahil nga kahapon binanggit niya lang yung yung ano niya yung gusto niyang ma-clarify about the issue about red tagging. That's the only thing that she mentioned about, and of course we would like to sit down with her regarding this matter to give clarification on the issue.
Okay, Angel, pwede pakisalo muna. Meron lang akong ayusin
Sige
saglit.
po. Yung ano na lang po, yung follow-up question na lang po, balikan po natin yung follow-up question ni Sir Jing Villamente from Daily Tribune. Besides Viscan's visit, what makes NTFL CAC busy these days? What are your priority projects and latest developments?
Our latest project, and what's that again? Could you please say that again, Angel?
I apologize. So besides Miss Khan's visit, so I guess
Okay.
this is apart from
Okay.
the visit. So what makes NTFL CAC busy these days? What are your priority projects or latest developments, sir?
Well, of course, track at the start of this year is to sustain our peace gains, considering the significant decline in the CPP, NPA, NTF's capability, no, in recruiting, in generating resources, and in recovering their lost mast bases. So it was already reported at the start of the year that we no longer have an active guerrilla front. We are just confronting 11 weekend guerrilla front, which I believe would be totally dismantled, if not within the semester, definitely within the year, no? As shared, as confidently relayed to us by the security sector. Other than the security concerns, we are following up on our developmental efforts, particularly the Barangay Development Program. So there are still some projects that we need to follow up on, no? Yung mga BDP ng 2021, 2021 may mga naiwan pang konti, although it's more than 90% completed na. Then 2022 and the projects that were BDP projects that were implemented last year. And for this year, we are looking at 864 more beneficiary barangays under the BDP. Although there's a bit of a challenge because the expected 10 million pesos fund for each barangay was reduced to 2.5 million per barangay. Doon, medyo nag-exert tayo ng effort doon. We are converging the different concerned agencies for them to introduce mga programs, no, and other interventions to fill in that gap, no, that was caused by the decrease in the allocated fund for the BDP. But we are confident that concerned partner or member agencies of the NTF LCAC would put as a priority program, target priority program, yung mga 864 barangays that are identified for the BDP this year. Also, for the former rebels, yung program natin under Task Force Balik Loob is very much being implemented together with the enhanced comprehensive local integration program, to which as we speak now, more than 40,000 na nagbe-benefit, no? And most of them has a lot of stories to tell regarding kung paano na-transform yung buhay nila from being a rebel and to being a civilian right now, contributing to nation building and providing for their own and back again with their family. So we are also looking at the possibility of transitioning our focus, no? Because for the past 5 years, we have focused more in addressing the security aspect of the of insurgency. Right now, since there's no longer any guerrilla front nationwide, no, we would like to focus more on establishing unity and establishing lasting peace and sustainable development, which is actually the more difficult part in our campaign. No, yun na nagawa natin for the past year. Although it is not easy, it was not easy, but I think the more difficult part is for all of us to come together to really sustain these peace gains at magkaroon po ng mga development sa pinakamalalayo na lugar ng ating bansa. That is the only chance that we can really solidify our peace gains in our country. And of course, lastly, yung local peace engagement natin. While there are national efforts being done also, no, to finally end insurgency in our country, hindi naman po tumigil yung ating mga local peace engagement. Wherein yung mga communities are involved, yung mga local chief executives are involved, reaching out dun sa mga kababayan natin who are still out there in the mountains, carrying arms, bearing arms against the government, no? So yun pa rin, yung very effective po yan. That is actually the reason why we have massive number of surrenders during the past year, because of the very effective local peace engagement being done by the communities themselves in partnership with our security sector and the local government units and agencies. So yun, yung ginagawa natin ngayon, and we expect that the NTF-ELCAC would still be further strengthened with the, if I may announce it here, dahil napirmahan na rin ng presidente natin, meron na tayong bagong CORDS is Cabinet Officer for Regional Development and Security ng Caraga, in the person of DBM Secretary Amena Pangandaman. Siya po yung course natin yon. So completing with her designation now, na-complete na po yung 17 courts natin all over the country. If you remember last year, it used to be Secretary Kapuyan ang courts ng Caraga. But since we have a new NCIP secretary already, it is kasi dapat secretary level yung courts, no? So we have an official replacement already in the person of Secretary Pangandaman. So with her presence and then the inclusion of other member agencies of the NTF-ELCAC, I think the transition of a security-focused campaign to a campaign more focused on peace and development would be facilitated and would be a lot would be a lot doable. Yeah.
Ayun, oo. Boss, ito,
Yes.
this just came in, ano, I'm reading it right now doon sa ating Viber updates. May question din palang, the same question. I remember Miss Khan asking you this question, ano, at ito rin tinanong niya doon sa DOJ ngayon. Para malinaw, again, ano ba yung sagot natin dito sa tanong na to? Do we have daw ba a policy on red tagging?
Well, we can categorically state, Director Egco, no, that wala tayong policy on red tagging.
Yan.
It is a term that was concocted, that was created by the CPP, NPA, and DF to demonize the efforts, particularly of the government, in exposing the duplicity of the CPP, NPA, and DF. And when we say duplicity, yung talagang katotohanan, the reason why they are, pag tayo, when we are exposing the truth about certain organizations and individual, pag sinabihan ka kasing, for example, si Director Joel, red tagger yan, the usual reaction is that parang, you would you would be vilified by the by the community because you are a red tagger. Nagkakaroon ng negative impression about what you are doing.
Correct.
So it's been it was used as a tool by the CPP-NPA propagandists, no? Even our Supreme Court, di ba, nag-rule na dyan that
Yes.
yung red tagging does not endanger. I just can't remember the particular wordings of it. Basta sabi doon, yung red tagging would not endanger any individual. Sabi nung yung court ruling na yun. So again,
Eto boss yung
wala
exact.
state policy regarding that, about red tagging. That's why we need to explain to the public. But there is a need, no? There is a need. Kagaya ng kaya kanina binanggit ko, there is really a need for us to tell the truth about certain organizations and individuals who are using this very basic freedom of expression and opinion to incite the vulnerable sectors of our society to commit violent actions.
Ayun, boss, if I may add, no, ito yung specific na sinabi ng korte dito, mere membership in such organizations do not equate to actual threats which will warrant the issuance of a writ of amparo. Ito yung may kinalaman dun sa, actually kami kasama ako dito, respondent. Respondent.
Thank you
Respondent
for
din ako
sharing
dito sa
that.
kaso na to. Excuse me, yes po. So the DOJ also categorically stated that it's never and will not be a policy of the government to red tag individuals. In fact, ako, paano boss, pag sinabi ko nga naman na, alam mo, galing ako dyan, dati akong kadre. And up to now, naniniwala ako na, di ba, dapat equal naman tayo. So sabihin ko halimbawa, si Joel Eco, komunista yan pero hindi ako NPA. Di ba? So, am I red tagging myself? Di ba? So, yun ang problema dyan. Anyway, sir, boss, do we have any other questions from our friends in the media, Angel?
Mukhang wala na po, Sir Joel. Yun na po yung questions natin.
Ayun. Okay. So, boss, so ladies and gentlemen, so para hindi tayo masyadong magtagal, I know all of us are going to be very, very busy today and well, just like every day, no? But before po natin hingin ang parting message from our special guest today, no other than the boss of the NTF-ELCAC, ay ito muna, ito yung $100 million question, boss. Saan ang celebration?
Sa puso at isip natin.
Yan. Oh. All right. Thank you, boss. So,
Thank you
again,
for the greetings.
yes, we have reached the conclusion of today's episode of Fact Check. So, abangan niyo po kami next week ulit, no? For another exciting episode. Abangan po natin itong mga susunod na kabanata dito po sa pagbisita ni Miss Irene Khan. So, napakahalaga din na tayo very eager to hear what she's going to say, no? During her expected final press conference before she leaves for abroad, no? All right. So, boss, with your indulgence, we'd like to hear your parting message po.
Okay, thank you once again, Director Egco and Angel. Before I go to my parting message, may I just give you a rundown of the itinerary of Special Rapporteur Khan so that our friends in the media would be informed, no, just in case they would like to cover some of this. So today, Thursday, January 25, she would be visiting Philippine Human Rights Commission and the Presidential Task Force on Media Security and the DFA. After which she will travel to Baguio and visit the office of the city prosecutor tomorrow and the Baguio local government unit. On Saturday, she will travel to Tacloban and meet a detained Frenchie May Cumpio, who is now detained at the BJMP Tacloban. So again, this is also again an expression that we are not curtailing the freedom of anybody, if they would like to find the truth about a certain individuals. Kaya pinayagan natin si UN Special Rapporteur Khan to visit Frenchie May Cumpio, who is facing a case related to the CTG, no? And then after that, she will travel to Cebu. Sunday would be she would be preparing some of her reports on Sunday while in Cebu, and then from there, in Cebu, she will visit LGU, the provincial government, and then travel back to Manila on Monday. So on Tuesday next week, January 30, she is expected to visit PIA, Philippine News Agency, Presidential Broadcast Service, the National Human Rights Institution, CHR, and NCIP. Then on Wednesday, 31 January, Ateneo Law School, which will share with her a lecture on freedom of opinion and expression. And then also on the same day, she will interact with the DILG and then the House of Representatives. So Thursday would be a time for her, that's February 1, to prepare for the exit conference, which will happen the following day, Friday, 02 February, no? At the UN, I think it will be done at the DFA exit conference. So that will be the itinerary of the UN Special Rapporteur. In between those, she would be visiting also and interacting with different civil society organizations, even organizations that are critical to the government. She was allowed to meet with them. So again, it is a manifestation of how free we are, on matters of expressing our opinion and ideas in our country. So now, once again, thank you, Fact Check, for having me here today. Thank you for this opportunity given to me to share my updates and ideas about the visit of the UN Rapporteur, among others. Thank you to all our partners in the media for attending today's press conference on freedom of expression and opinion. As the Executive Director of the NTF-ELCAC, I'd like to express my gratitude to the media, in particular for their continued support in shedding light on this very crucial issue. Freedom of expression and opinion are fundamental rights that must be protected and upheld in any democratic society. They serve as the cornerstone of a vibrant and inclusive public discourse, allowing individuals to voice their thoughts, ideas, and concerns freely. It is through open exchange of diverse opinions that we can foster understanding, promote tolerance, and ultimately strengthen our democracy. However, it is very important to strike a balance between freedom of expression and the responsibility that comes with it. While everyone has the right to express their views, it should not be used as a tool to spread hate speech, incite violence, or undermine the fabric of our society. We must be vigilant in distinguishing between constructive criticism and the dissemination of false information or propaganda. In the context of the fight against local communist armed conflict, it is essential to ensure that freedom of expression and opinion are not exploited to further the agenda of terrorist groups. We must remain united in our commitment to combating the spread of misinformation and disinformation that can sow division and threaten our national security. The NTF-ELCAC is dedicated to addressing the root causes of the armed conflict, promoting peace and protecting the rights and welfare of all Filipinos. We recognize the importance of an informed and engaged citizenry in achieving these goals. Therefore, we encourage everyone to exercise their right to express their opinions responsibly while also being critical consumers of information. I would like to reiterate our commitment to upholding freedom of expression and opinion while safeguarding the well-being of our nation. We believe that by working together, we can create an environment that fosters dialogue, respect, and understanding. Thank you once again for your presence. Thank you for the invitation and support. Let us continue. Let us continue to strive for a society where freedom of expression and opinion are valued, protected, and celebrated. So with the visit of the UN Special Rapporteur Irene Khan, we aim to foster an environment where diverse viewpoints can coexist while upholding the principles of truth, respect for human rights, and ethical journalism. Muli, sama-sama nating abutin ang isang matatag, maginhawa at panatag na buhay para sa bawat pamilyang Pilipino tungo sa bagong Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po muli.
Thank you, boss.
Yan sir, thank you very much. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagdalo sa aming press conference sa Fact Check, Yusek June Torres. Ulit po ang ating Executive Director ng NTF-ELCAC Secretariat. At sa ating mga kaibigan mula sa media na nagbigay ng kanilang katanungan, maraming salamat. Sa araw na ito, napakahalaga ng isang masusing talakayan patungkol sa pagbisita ng UN Special Rapporteur for Freedom of Expression and Opinion ang maalam na si Ms. Irene Khan dito sa ating bansa. Sa fact check, patuloy namin na itinataguyod ang pagbibigay liwanag sa mga isyung may kinalaman sa kalayaan ng opinyon at pamamahayag. Kami ay nagagalak na malaman na ang pamahalaan ng Pilipinas ay bukas sa pakikipagtulungan at pagsusuri ng mga eksperto mula sa ibang bansa. Ang pagbisita ni Ms. Irene Khan ay isang pagkakataon upang malaman natin ang mga positibong aspeto at mga hakbang na ginagawa ng ating pamahalaan para sa kalayaan ng opinyon at pamamahayag. Tinatanggap natin ang diwa ng malayang pagpapahayag bilang fundamental na karapatan ng bawat mamamayan. Sa pagsusulong ng kalayaan ng opinyon at pamamahayag, isang malakas na bansa ang nabubuo. Nananatili kaming tapat sa paglantad ng totoo at sa pagbigay halaga sa bawat boses sa ating lipunan. Hinihimok namin ang lahat na maging bahagi ng pagtutok sa mga isyong tulad nito. Salamat sa inyong pagiging bahagi ng fact check kung saan nagkakaroon tayo ng pagkakataong makilahok sa makabuluhang usapan. So manatili po sana kayong kasama namin sa mga darating na episode ng Fact Check. Hanggang sa muli, kasama po si Director Joel C. Egco. Ito po ay si Angel Abella, nagpapaabot ng mainit na pasasalamat mula sa Fact Check, kung saan ang ating layunin ay walang iba kundi ang katotohanan at pag-unlad. Mabuhay po ang bagong Pilipinas.